After looking back on the lore of Poppy Playtime once more, specifically its spin-off game Project Playtime, a theory popped into my head about how the titular theater incident that kicked off the events of Project Playtime could have been orchestrated by none other than the prototype. During the game, we learn that the theater incident was a brutal and disastrous accident that occurred in Playtime Co.'s theater, with a fire breaking out and causing several Bigger Bodies experiments to break loose and cause chaos, resulting in the deaths of 66 visitors and several specialists, with the events of Project Playtime taking place after this incident. It appears that after the incident, and due to having several Bigger Bodies running loose, the factory was likely temporarily shut down in order to recontain the escaped experiments. And in the aftermath of the tragic event, Harley Saw would be found responsible, leading to him being turned into an experiment himself, and the shelf would be constructed in order to house the more aggressive and volatile experiments. Switching over to the conspiracy, we know once Playtime Co. started the Bigger Bodies initiative, some scientists and workers that were aware of the initiative were not comfortable with the inhumane and cruel experiments performed on the orphans, with two notable examples being Preston Willard and Stella Graber. Over time, other employees who felt the same way would join Preston, and this would eventually lead to these conspirators helping the prototype in his plans, with Preston himself releasing the Jester from containment. We also know that after their partnership with the prototype, the Jester would not only send tapes to these conspirators, but also a red telephone, the same telephone that Poppy used to communicate with Ollie. With this information in consideration, my theory is that after giving the conspirators their red telephones, the prototype and his allies would orchestrate the feeder incident, with one of these conspirators setting blaze to the feeder, ultimately causing the Bigger Bodies to become loose and rampage across the factory, with the entire incident being a precursor and possibly even a test run for the prototype's real plan with the Hour of Joy. It could have been possible that the original point of the incident was to release the prototype from its containment in the ensuing chaos, and due to the common knowledge of his recklessness and the feeling of disdain most employees felt towards Saar, the conspirators would ultimately set Harley up to take the fall for the incident, with Stella possibly playing a hand in convincing the higher-ups of Harley's supposed hand in the event, due to her hatred of the man and his methods towards the orphans in Playcare.